Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel, to the 3D section to be precise. As I've said before, this video is flagged as adult content because I went ahead and looked into my into the references and images that I had saved that I wanted to adapt at some point, and I decided this is a might as well point where I start adapting the more erotic content. So this is why the video is flagged adults, mainly because of the last 7 seconds where you can see the render which I did on the weekend. Yeah, as you can see, I started with the base full body suit that I made, and first I went for part of the clothing, the top, and yeah, I've played around with quite a bit of features here. You can see that I'm using the extrusion tool at the beginning to just create the general form. So at first I was thinking I'm starting from scratch, and I'm really starting from 0 and using the base and start with a tube, but I decided I can use the full body suit at space again, and then I decided to save this. I just hope I didn't override my my full body suit at some point, because this would throw me away quite a bit. I have also made quite the use of the connection tool, which I learned recently, which basically is another form of tessellation. So I connect the center of a few edges that I choose, that I select more central. Yeah, the whole thing is inspired by one of the many pictures I'm flying around with my references. And apparently I've looked into the more erotic art in this case. Because this is a point I want to explore a bit more. I'm doing pin-ups. I'm doing it says so on my Patreon. It says so on my Instagram. So I decided to actually go there and do a little bit more explicit stuff. But this also means that there will be some videos I will have to flag as adult, like this one. Other than that, there's an interesting software that I will try out these next few weeks. So it might as well be that the next few videos of me are not directly about content creation in Hexagon, but that I will explore this technology, which is the Yahaha software, which is a Unity-based content creation tool, basically, or content creation game. I'm not sure what it's supposed to be yet. I'm lucky enough to have a chance to play around in the alpha of the thing, coming with this Thursday. So there will be that. What I will also show is probably show is Dungeon Alchemist, which is a neat little tool on Steam, which allows me to do exactly that, which allows me to create dungeons for Dungeons and Dragons. And this is also something that I will probably do videos about, if this is part of the if I'm allowed to do this. So if I still have to check out if it's illegal to make videos of this. So if it is legal, I will make videos of this. Yeah, as you can see with this model, let's talk about that again. I've decided to include some holds, and I've tried to make it a bit more edgy, and I could have probably gone a bit more about that, but Since I wanted to do multiple pieces, so this is why the video is a little bit longer than usual. I decided to go another way. And what you can also see is that I'm actually copy pasting, or that I'm saving the image here as a PNG, so I can probably draw a specialized texture map for this one. Yeah. Second part is this, yeah, I'm not quite sure what it is. The legwear, I've used one piece that I already had previously and edited, so I would have a base to go on. And yeah, the whole thing is inspired by an artwork that I have saved on my PC, but I'm not going to show the artwork because of copyright issues. This is not my artwork, so I'm not going to. I don't think it's okay to show it off, because as far as I know, it's paid content. Yeah. What I did here is yeah, same again. I've went into much more detail. When usually I made more parts of this and played around with those different features, like again the connection tool, or the connect tool, and I've really tried to give this the yeah, a more simply minimalistic vibe. So so minimalistic in the sense of there's not much fabric here. This is really revealing. This is intentional. This is, after all, a pinup. This is the idea of the whole thing. And what you can see right here with this object, what I'm doing a lot is a change perspective. So I'm changing between world manipulation and selection manipulation. So what this does, or what this helps me with, is whenever I use the extrusion tool and I use it in selection mode, it helps me give the or change the direction of the object more naturally looking. So it develops, or it changes in the direction that is actual that is actually moving. So right here I'm using the selection tool to move the pin, which is actually in the right angle to the rest of the object, because it's already angled in relation to the body. If I use the world coordinates or the world manipulation, this wouldn't work out visually. Yeah. And this is a thing that I have to check up on. Yeah, so next thought was, how do I want to do the backside? How much detail do I want to add to it? And I decided to copy paste the stuff that I had in front, the whole clasp and the connection. And I quickly thought, okay, no, this is way too much work. So I had to actually after designing it, or after creating it and copy pasting it, I would have to completely go into detail and change every little every point or lots of points again. I have to change the thing that I already had completely to the new to the body form, and it was just much easier and much faster in a certain sense to go with to just copy paste the clasp, the metal part, the gray metal part, and go for a simplistic backside here, which is also okay because it's actually not going to be in much render, so you won't see the figure from behind that much, and in the case of this render you won't see it from behind anyway, but in general you won't see it that much, so I think this is okay. to make it this easy. And you can also see how complicated it is, or how it works with changing the coordination point. If I use world coordination or if I use selection coordination, this adds quite a bit of detail, as you can see, or the manipulation works differently. Yeah, and this is almost the part for this. Is almost the second part. The rest is just adding the UV maps and copy pasting the site over. And for the last part, I used the so the last part is basically two arm pieces. They're single pieces, but I've both in the thumbnail here. And yeah, I used the full body again, and I just hope I didn't I didn't save over my actual full body, because this would mean I would have to make it again. I'm not sure I did this, but it looks like I didn't. I have to check on that later. Yeah, but what you can see is that the actual model of the full body is not that detailed. It's a basic thing, and as you can see, I'm working with the selection tool again, because I can make the whole arm thing much tighter, much closer to the body. There's a lot of room actually, as you can see, which I didn't use, which I yeah. So this is something I have to probably change on the original full body as well, but we'll see about that later. Yeah, most of this is actually really the manipulation of the single points, or at some points the edges or the faces of this. And you can also see that I'm making use of the connection tool again to add some different lines, so I can emphasize on some parts that would otherwise be clipping or just be too far apart. And what actually helps is the connection the connection tool at this point, as you may have seen, to give the cuffs a way better texture than I could have, a way better form than I could have before. And yeah, that's basically it for this video. I can basically also use the cuffs without the arms. I can basically just make the arms invisible, to just have the spiked cuffs here, which you will probably see in some renders in the future. And yeah, the rest of this is basically just really copy pasting and fine manipulation. Yeah, but this is what I did on the weekend, and I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any questions, just put them down in the comments. And I hope to catch you guys around sometime soon. Again, there is the render at the end, so in a few seconds you will see the render. And yeah, thanks for watching, and goodbye.